Alright, part 3 of my Barrett review. Left off talking about the muzzle cover, which you don't really have to put on there. It's just something that comes with the web kit. I've never used it. I'm going to go ahead and pull it back up, put it back in the baggie with the rest of the stuff in there. Because I don't use it. Some guys might. I just prefer not to. Alrighty. Now we'll get into the review of this thing. And if you've watched my other videos on shooting this gun, you see it's a lot of fun. I think it is anyway. I'm going to put one of the magazines in there. This is a 10-round box magazine. It will hold 10 50 BMG rounds, which I don't have any of my Barrett ammo down here. I have some Lake City ammo down here. I have this scope zeroed for 661 grain Barrett ammo, which I'll explain why that is here in a minute. Alright, and here's a 50 BMG round for this gun. This I guess you call my plinking ammo. And I would not put any cheap ammo in here, but this is not match ammo either. Match ammo, I do have some of that, and it's really expensive to shoot. It's like 70 bucks for 10 rounds, and that's cheap for match ammo. But I got some good match ammo for a really good price from a guy online. But yeah, this clicks in just like it would on a M4 magazine. Now, I'm going to take this out. And obviously this gun is not loaded, so anybody that might come in a little late and miss the first two parts of this review, this gun is not loaded. There's no magazine in the gun. There's no bullets inside the gun. It's been visually inspected and physically now, just to prove that it's not loaded. I'm going to move the camera to the side here to get it going on the review here. Alrighty, now I have another video that shows you this. It's got a flip up front iron sight. If I get it to work, it'll work. And just get my fat finger out of the way. And it also has a backup iron sight in the rear here. Right here where my finger's at, which I can't flip up because obviously my scope is in the way. So say if you're out in the field and your optics fail, your scope breaks, it stops working for whatever reason. If you have to, you can pop your scope rings off and pop up this sight and that sight, and you can still continue to shoot the gun, whatever you're shooting at, or if somebody's shooting at you, you can return fire for whatever reason. Let's see. The gun magazines load somewhat like an AK-47. There's a lip on the front of this right here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. This will catch a little lip groove up in here. I use it. Best way to do it, I found, I'm gonna knock that down, is to tilt the rifle up like so. Put the front of the magazine in. You'll know when it seats right. And it clicks in. I give it a couple tugs to make sure it's in there the right way, because it may be, you may think it's in and you go to strip off your first round and it's not seated all the way, and it won't have a round in the chamber then when you go to pull the trigger. I have when this ejects the rounds from the bolt carrier, sometimes when it flies out of the chamber, the brass will come back and ding your charging handle. I have put a couple of vacuum hose caps that some guys and I were talking. One of the guys on the forum I'm on figured out that works, because it dings your brass, and if you reload your brass, you don't want a bunch of dings and flaws in your brass when you're reloading it. That way you get the maximum amount of reloads out of the brass that you're using. And yes, I saved my brass. I haven't found a good press yet. Still looking. Excuse me. Alright. Moving on. I think I said this before, it's a 10-round detachable box magazine. And what I have, you may notice that the scope looks a little different on here. And the reason for that is I opted to spend a little bit extra money on the rifle when I bought my scope. And I got the BOR system, which stands for Barrett's Optics Ranging System. And what that is a ballistic computer that's coupled directly to my rifle scope here, which I will tell you, I'll go into the rifle scope design brand in a minute. It is a Leupold Mark IV. This particular one, I might as well do it now. This particular one is a Leupold Mark IV, 8.5 by 25 power, 50 millimeter objective lens. All the Mark IVs come with the flip open covers on them. This one is a TMR reticle, and what that is, instead of the mil dots, I have a picture of it. I'm gonna have to put the camera back down real quick, and then I'll show you what that looks like inside the scope. You have your normal crosshairs, but instead of the mil dots, you have, here's the little booklet that came with the loophole, and this is what they look like. I don't know if you can see that. There's little hashes in here. Instead of mil dots, you have little hashes. You have little baby hashes and big hashes. And what that is, that will be your mil dots then. It reads a little bit different than what your mil dot scopes would, as far as ranging wise and whatnot. You just have to learn how to use it that way. So instead I bought the bores, and I don't really have to worry about the ranging too much. And why is that? Because now that this rifle is zeroed at 100 yards, and I've zeroed the computer out for the particular ammo that I was using that day, which is Barrett M33 661 grain bullets and ammo. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And from now on, this will take over from 100 yards out. And this will say I have a target at 190 yards. I turn the top dial till that readout says 190 yards. Give or take a yard or two depending. Or if I have a target at 1,000 yards, I just dial this until the readout says 1,000 yards. We'll say 999 because that's where I stopped it at. So I have a target out there, 999 yards. Now this computer has taken over for bullet drop, barometric pressure, humidity. The only thing that I have to worry about is the wind going right to left, whichever way the wind is going. I can either dial in or hold for the wind. And then if I have a target at 810 yards, I just dial back down to where this reads 810. Oops, the light shut off. Sorry. There, 810. Now, this also has a level in it. I call it a level. But this tells you if your rifle is canted to the left or canted to the right. Or if it's right where it should be in the center. Because that will affect your shot as far as your rifle being canted one way or the other. It will throw your shot off right or left if it's not perfectly straight. This rifle has an effective range. It varies. I'm going to say 2,600 meters, they say. I've heard of 7,500 yards. It depends. I'm gonna say if you can shoot it that far, you're awesome. You rock, man. Cause I know I can't. I mean, I can shoot, but I'm still a newbie at this gun, believe it or not. I've only shot this gun less than 100 times, and the barrel's not even broke in on it yet. I'm still working on that. Barrel break-in varies. I'm going to say 150 rounds through the barrel, and then your rifle's pretty well broke in. I'm up to cleaning every 5th round now. I'm going to start. This next time I go out and shoot this, I'm going to start cleaning the barrel every 5th round. Okay, I think that's all I had for that part of it. Now, well, if you buy this rifle, just the rifle, from your local dealer, because Barrett's list price on this rifle, I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this part 3 here, because I'm almost out of time on it, and we'll go into pricing and everything else on part 4. I think it's part 4. So we'll go from there. Alright, I'll be right back.